Assignment 3 is similar to this assignment 4, so I'm going to create part of the video and let you experience creating the rest of it on your own, like we did for assignment 1 and 2. So start a brand new drawing and then save it as assignment 4 and check with your instructor on the name of the file, and then go to layer properties and create these layers. If you look at this drawing, we don't have hidden lines. We have a center line though right here. So we'll have an object layer, a dim text, and a center lines layer. And then we change the color of those, and we're going to set the object layer current by double clicking on it, and then change the line weight to something bolder, 0.60. So once you do that, and this is part of the experience from the previous assignment, I'm going to draw with you the outside lines because there's a new command called chamfer right here. All of these corners now are not curved like the fillet command that we used in the previous project. They're straight lines, and they are 0.25 inches from the corner to where the diagonal piece starts. And that's why it says here 0.25 by 0.25 chamfer, 4 places. So in 4 different places in the corners. So if you look at the detail, it's a total of 8 and across and 6.5 down. So I'll start the line command. I'll click a point. I'm going to pull my mouse to the right and type in 8 and enter. Then I'm going to pull my mouse straight up and type in 6.5. Remember, we're not clicking, and enter. And then we're going to pull our mouse to the left and type in 8 and enter. And now C for close. You can type in C and enter. You can pick close in the command line, or you can right click and pick close. Use your wheel of your mouse to zoom up here, and you'll see that this is me us getting started together. And so let's take a look at the chamfer command. The chamfer command is very similar to fillet. It's underneath fillet. We used that in the previous assignment. So just next to erase there, diagonal to it, you can click on this little arrow and go to chamfer. Now, before I use the chamfer command, I'm going to just rest my pointer on it so I can show you this image that illustrates that it's a specific distance from the corner back to where that diagonal line starts. And then once we set it up, just like the fillet command, we're going to select the lines to create that chamfer. So I'll go ahead and click on chamfer. Look at your command line. Before we do anything, we know we have 4 corners, so we're going to click on multiple. Then we have a distance that we're going to create, 2 distances actually, so you really have to watch your command line. Click on distance, type in 0.25 and enter, and then another 0.25. It's already in brackets down there, but if you need to, understand that there are 2 chamfer distances, you can type in 0.25 and enter. Now it should say select the first line. I'm going to click the top line and the one to the left. See that chamfer that's created? The top line and the line on the right, and the same thing here, bottom right, bottom left. Those are your chamfers. Okay, so right click and enter or escape out of that. Everything else should be similar to what we did in the previous assignment. You have offsets. You can see that I just want to point out to you that the offset here is 0.5 from the left side over to the center of the circle. And here it is over here, 0.5. So all of the 4 circles are on offset of 0.5. You can see that there's an offset here of 2.5 from the left side for these circles, and then another 3, so 2.5 and 3 from the left side, and you've got 1.75 from the bottom up to these 2 circles, and then another 3 over to the top 2 circles, these 2 here. So then if you look at the bottom, you do have these 2 dimensions for the big circle in the middle. You've got 4 coming across, which is really half of 8. And then you've got 3.25 from the bottom going up for the other dimension for this bigger circle. Okay, everything else should look good. Here, I'm going to work on it and then give you one more piece of information. So to get you started, we looked at the chamfer, and now let's take a look at this note right here. So you're going to move forward with all of these offsets. You're going to draw the circle circles based on the previous assignment. You'll have more offsets here for the circles in the corner. I just wanted to point out that we can use that diameter that's underneath linear for the circles, the one in the middle and these other two over here. You know that you'll have to double click on the text like we did and use your arrow keys to be able to add the 4 holes. All of the text should be uppercase. That's the one thing I need to tell you. We don't usually use lowercase like this. And so let's take a look. Once you get that chamfer in there, you can, and all the objects, you can set the dim text current. I used a command called leader, which is right underneath linear, to be able to create this. But you see how the arrow goes to the midpoint? So the first thing we want to do is go down to those object snaps and click on the little arrow right next to the object snap icon, which still should be blue, and put a check mark in front of midpoint right there. Now, I'll take this over here just so that I can show you that's what we're going to draw. It's underneath linear and the command is called leader. When you click on it, check your command line, because if it says specify leader arrowhead location, that's what we want. When I started this command, it started me as default leader landing first. So I had to click on leader arrowhead location. So that's what we want first. So we want to be able to pick the leader arrowhead location first, which is here, midpoint. I'm going to click here for the arrow. I'm going to pull my mouse up and click, and it automatically puts that little ledge there, that little leader line, and now we can type in 0.25x. This dimension should be 0.25x and then another 0.25 and a space so that it looks like this, and it has 0.25 times 0.25, which are the 2 dimensions from the corner right there. And then click in space, and there's your text. So I wanted to get you started. Do this, some of this on your own. Something else I wanted to point out to you is that to move objects on the right layer, you can click on the object, drop the list down, and put it on the right layer. So these are center lines. I'm going to click on center line. Also, we can use these little blue grips to stretch these lines back. You see how these lines right here are not as long as they are when you create the offset. So you can use these blue little grips to stretch the line back. So refer to the previous assignment and create your offsets and your circles and put your dimension, and then use your multi-line text here for the text. Don't forget to type in D and enter and pick the modify button to change your precision for your dimension. We also need to, when you type in D and enter and go to modify, you can change your precision to 0.00 and put a check mark in leading like we did, because you see how this is, there's no 0 there in front of 0.75. Okay, so once you get your multi-line text here, you can go through here the printing, plotting dialog box like we did, so that you can create that PDF for your portfolio. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. All right. Try this on your own. We're working with similar assignments and building our experience so that you can work on these and start to do the work without the video.